Hello viewers, good evening and welcome to your darling show, Daily Trust Sports. My name is Joshua Odeyemi, I'm your sport commando. And with me this evening to talk about sports is Mr. Abiodun Alade. You're welcome, sir.
It is a privilege to be here.
Okay, today, like always, we will be talking about the Under-17 World Cup that is coming up on Saturday. It's going to start on Saturday, and the Nigerian Golden Eaglet will be there to fight for laurel. And also we'll talk about the European UEFA Champions League match day 3 that started yesterday. We'll talk about the fixtures, the results of yesterday and today's fixture, as well as the Europa League tomorrow. We have some of the big teams, Arsenal, Manchester United, and some other big teams that will be playing too on tomorrow on Thursday. You can join the conversation, of course, by responding to the question on our timeline that is asking if your thoughts on the performance of the Golden Eaglet in this competition. Of course, you know we have the Nigerian team have an history in this competition where they have won it 5 times. They have the record wins, and they have won it in 1985, 1993, 2007, 2013, and 2015. Though we are not in the last edition, Nigeria is still one of the countries that have been picked to leave the trophy at the end of the day. And we'll look at the team setup and the kind of record we have in this competition. How, looking at the setup of the team, I don't know how far do you think the team can go this time?
Well, I think when you talk about age grade competition, especially for the under-17, obviously Nigeria remains one of the powerhouse. For every competition, we are expected to do well when it comes to under-17 because we have the history of being successful in that competition. So this year will not be an exception. The expectation will be there on the boys to perform. The boys will be expected to fly the green flag high in Brazil, and especially because the competition is holding in Brazil, then there is an added advantage. You know, Brazil is seen as the home of soccer, so our boys have something to prove, and I expect them to go all out and do well at this competition.
Okay. So now, looking at how they got to Brazil, it was not a sweet sail. You know, in the African under-17 competition, they actually came fourth, but they managed to qualify. And there's this kind of pessimism that this team may not be that team that will set the globe ablaze like other teams that produce players like Kelechi Wakali, like Victor Osimhen, who is setting the League One ablaze presently.
Yeah, you see, so we should not forget this, that at the continental level, we have to struggle, which I think is not something unexpected when you consider the physicality of the other countries. But I think at the world stage, Nigeria always have a way of doing well when it comes to under-17. And also, I think in the past few years, we have been able to change the narration from this desperation of winning to the main purpose of age grade competition, which is to groom young players that we can call on in the next 5 years, 10 years, and we can integrate them into the Super Eagles. So I still believe with the team that I've seen, I still expect them to do well. But then I'm not basing it on them winning the tournament. If we can see maybe 5 or 6 players that will join the Super Eagles in the next 5 years, we should be happy that we have done well.
Yes. And of course, judging by history, in the past 3 editions, we have actually not finished above top 4 in the African edition.
Yes.
We have came fourth. Even in 2015, where we ended up winning the tournament, trophy, we actually fourth from the African scene. That means it cannot be used as a kind of a platform to.
I know there is something about the African scene. There's always this belief that some African country come with the so-called overage player, which is also a label that Nigeria had for some time. So I think we can assess the team based on what we saw at the African level. So let us wait for their first match on Saturday. Let's see the boys that will be there. My expectation is for the coach, and fortunately for us, we have a coach that is experienced in age grade competition.
Of course.
Gaba Manu is one of the respected name, and I don't expect him to go to the tournament and without required knowledge. So because he's someone that is experienced, I expect him to be able to select his team. He should be able to know that at this age, these boys are young, so you need to give them that freedom to express themselves. You need to give them the confidence to go out there. You need to not to put too much weight on them. Don't make it a win-win for them. Just tell those boys, go out there, enjoy yourself. Nigerians are supporting you. Express yourself as much as you can. Play with your team. Keep it simple. Make your passes accurate. Keep it simple. No unnecessary mistake. Of course, we are going to see mistake, but they should be able to limit it and then take advantage of your opponent. And Nigeria will be good.
Okay, of course. Man Garba is an experienced coach. He guided the team to lift the trophy in 2013 in UAE, and of course he was promoted to the under-20, though he had less success at that level, but he was drafted back to the under-17 2018, where he was given the target to qualify the team for the World Cup, which he actually did, and there is this optimism that he will see the the Golden Eaglet even through to the final.
We expect him to do that. And looking at our group at the world stage, Group B.
Don't let us go there first. Let us still. We are still going to the group, and we are going to analyze the teams in the group. But first, we want to look at the groupings. Then we will now look at the matches. In Group A, we have Brazil, Canada. Brazil are hosting Canada, New Zealand, and Angola. Well, the African team that took the bronze medal in the qualifier in the African competition. Then in Group B, we have Nigeria, we have Hungary, we have Ecuador, and we have Australia. In Group C, USA, Senegal, Japan, and Netherlands will be lucky ons. And in Group E, we have Spain, Argentina, Tajikistan, and Cameroon. This group look to be a very strong group. Then in Group F, we have Solomon Island, we have Paraguay, we have Italy, and we have Mexico. Now looking at the fixtures, Nigeria will kickstart their campaign on 26 with against Hungary.
Yeah, this Saturday, we expect the Golden Eaglet. It is their first match, and we expect them to go out, play their game. I think that group is winnable for us. I think it's a group that we should qualify from. I expect the boys to qualify. The first match is always important. You don't want to lose woefully, and so if you're able to win, you gain the confidence. It actually boosts your morale. It helps you to be ready for the other two matches in the group. So the first match is very important. So I expect the coach to tell the boys that this is the first match. This match is very important. That this match is one match that they have to take serious. And by Saturday, I think that match is 9 p.m. Is it 9? Yeah, 9 p.m.
So it's 5 p.m. local time.
5 p.m. local time. Okay. Is it? So I expect the boys to do well. I expect them to take the game to their opponent and dominate them, and of course do the right thing, which is to win this game. And as soon as they're able to do that, I think we will be okay.
Okay, that we'll play Ecuador as well, and we'll play Australia. And looking at the pedigree of the team, it's obvious that Nigeria is the most likely to lead this group based on paper. But again, it's not always like that when it comes to the football pitch.
Something about the under 17 is that unlike maybe the main team, the Super Eagle, where you can say, oh, based on what happened 2 years ago, this should happen. most of those boys that we have here, none of them play the 2015 tournament. So they are all new boys. They are fresh boys. So that experience is not there. So all the players that are coming across from all over the world, they are fresh boys. So, but what is expected is that based on the pedigree that we have, based on what Nigeria have done in the past, it is expected that a country like Hungary, a country like Ecuador or Australia should not be a problem for us. So, and I think the players should know how to navigate and be able to get a win against the opponent on Saturday.
Okay, now let's quickly look at the comments coming in from our viewers. Just as I said earlier, you can join the conversation by just responding to the question on our page, where we are asking you to let us know your thoughts on the possibility of Nigeria going far or otherwise in the competition. Now we have Ahmed, who is saying Nigeria have talents that can do well in international competition, and is expressing optimism that this crop of players will do us proud.
Yeah, we all are expecting them to do us proud. We all are expecting them to know that this is the opportunity to showcase their talent to the world. The beauty about this under 17 is that if they are able to do well, if these boys are able to perform well, most of them will get club in Europe that will be looking out for them. So I think these are things that the coach will be able to tell them and say, boys, take it cool. This is your best way. This is the best way for you to sell yourself to the global market. This is the best way for you to make sure that you are ready by January. Club will come looking for you. So, and I think all the boys also want to become the next Mikel Obi of Nigeria. They have seen what has become of Vitor. They have seen what has become of Wakali, and they all want to follow that. Even assist. So it's a tradition that we have had. You know, we had the likes of Buke and Co. So these boys also want to follow. Even Wanko Kanu, you know. So they all follow this process, and these boys they are aware of this fact. But I think for under 17 for age grade competition, one thing that is very key is that the coach should be able to, the player should be able to see the coach as a mentor, as a father, and once they are able to see this, the coach should be able to get the best out of them. You know, so I also support the view of the person that made that comment. Nigeria will do well. We have the talent. Nigeria has the talent and will do well. And especially, I believe because this tournament is holding in Brazil, the boys want to play. You know, Brazil is, you know, there is this tradition, Nigeria and Brazil. So the boys want to play. You want to go to Brazil and make your name. You know, where else do you want to make your name as a football player, if not in Brazil?
Where else do you want to make your name? So that means that you are actually in line with the submission of the coach, who says that the team has this spirit of winning. The winning mentality is in the spirit.
Yes,
of course they have
the DNA of Nigeria for age grade competition is to win. We want to win, and to have won the tournament 5 times shows that we have the talent. You know, we have played against the best in the world, so we have that talent. So I think that DNA, that thing is in the Nigeria DNA, that when you go for age grade competition, especially under 17, you are expected to win. Okay, now Sunday Grace on our Twitter handle, Sunday Grace is saying it's not about winning, that the players should just go and express themselves and make Nigeria proud, then they can move on. Their talent will also obviously be shown, and they will move on from there. And this takes us to this idea of the winning mentality, winning by all costs. That's always be the target of African countries when you come to age grade footballs. Then when you see African countries doing well in the age grade under 17, under 20, but when they move up to under 23 and the senior team, they are nowhere to be found among the best in the world. Must it always be about winning? Why not about talent discovery, which is obviously the
target of fever, you know.
Yes. You see, the purpose of age grade competition is to discover talent, is to see talent that can be grown. Now, we cannot run away from that fact. And I sincerely believe that since the commencement of this tournament, it has been the avenue to discover talent for Nigeria and for every country that do participate. Now, when people talk about the progression of the players from under 17 to the main team, to the senior team, now we should understand this. In Europe, they have a system. But here, we do not have a system. That is the problem that African players do have. It is only few of these players that are able to get a club in Europe that ended up excelling. Now, imagine if you go to the tournament, you have all the skill, you have all the talent, because the talent is your. You need somebody that will nurture it. But after the tournament, you return to Nigeria without getting a club in Europe. What is the state of the academy of Enyiba, of Canopilla, of Bender Insurance? Do they even have a function? These are things that we need to ask. But if you go to like Bayern, if you go to like Chelsea, if you go to Man City, they have a system that will mentor you, that will groom you. So it's not that because we have been successful. I believe why we have not been able to have so many players move to the main team is because our system here is unable to nurture them. It's unable to. But look at the few that I've been able to go to Europe immediately after the tournament. We still have them around.
And again, my thought though, what I look at is the players. Most of them want to join a club that is doing well.
Yes.
They don't want to mark time. To mark time, start small and grow. And that's why most of them ended up on the bench. An example would be that of Kelechi Iheanacho, who moved
to Manchester
City after the 2015 World Cup. Yes. He moved to Man City and he was, instead of him moving to smaller clubs where he can play regularly, the same thing with Kelechi Iwakali, who moved to Arsenal and has been shipped out for like 4 times before being sold to a Spanish second division club just this summer. So they are always aiming for the big. They are not planning.
I won't blame the player for aiming for big clubs. And for me, I even think they should aim for bigger clubs. Now, all these big clubs, so-called big clubs, they have a structure. If Arsenal sign you, or Man City, or Bayern, or Barcelona, and they see that you are 16, you are not Leo Messi. You are not going to be in the senior team. But they have a system to groom you, and then they have a loan system. I believe that if you are good, they will loan you out, and you'll be able to express yourself. We saw when Mikel joined Chelsea, we saw how he struggled in his first year, but because the system is good, over time he was able to establish himself. Even when Chelsea had top midfielders, Mikel was able to establish himself. Cool. We saw Victor Osimhen from Wolfsburg. See what happened to him at Wolfsburg. He didn't have the opportunity. But when he was loaned out, he was able to grab it with both hands.
And from there,
you can see how successful he has been.
Yes.
Now, we have seen, we also saw this Ramon Assis. He had problem, but now that he's in Granada, he's doing well. So I think for these players, what is priority for this tournament? Don't let us forget that the purpose is the tournament. Yes, it is for us to be able to spotlight talents. But we have this talent, so we expect the coach to groom them, to give them the winning mentality. It's not just enough for us to say, oh, just go there and go and showcase yourself. No, we need to start grooming these boys. The winning mentality from this young age, that you can win, you can build the world. So, and once they have that mentality, it is good for us as a country. It is good for our sport. It is good for the future of the Super Eagle.
Okay, so let's quickly run through the player list. We have Sunday Stephen, one of the goalkeepers, is a 17-year-old. We have Daniel Ginaldo, a goalkeeper, 17-year-old as well. We have Joseph Oluwabusola. He's a goalkeeper too, a 16-year-old with Beaumont.
You know, something I'm not, something that I'm happy about from the goalkeeping department, from what I've seen so far. Sunday CV is from Football College Academy, based in Nigeria. Good. Then we have Joseph Oluwabusola, Beaumont in England. Then we have Daniel Ginodu from West Ham in England. Now, do you know why I'm happy? Is that we have been able to pick these boys, identify them at this tender age before they have been taken by another country. So when we invite them to the Super Eagles, nobody will accuse us that, oh, after England has groomed so player for you, now you want to hijack the player.
Okay.
So now we have these boys that we have been able to identify them that they are Nigerians, and at age 15, 16, we ask them, come and join us. So
inculcating the Nigerian playing style into them. That
so
young age.
They understand how we want to play in Nigeria. They understand our tradition. They understand our culture. For instance, I read one of the interview that Busola did. He said, you know, the first time he was invited was it 2015 or 2017 when he was under 14. He said he had issue with the culture because he was giving birth to in England. So coming to Nigeria was difficult for him. But now he now communicates in pidgin, which is good for him. So it is good that we identify these boys on time. So we don't wait till they become superstars in their club. And then we have this competition between, oh no, maybe I should play for England, or I should play for Denmark, or I should play for Nigeria. So it is good. So I'm very happy with the goalkeeping department that at least we have two Nigerians. They are Nigerians. No matter where they are based, they are Nigerians.
You are playing the top club.
In top club, West Ham and Bournemouth. So it's good for us.
Okay, in defending department, we have Ferdinand Ikena, who is 16-year-old. We have Usman. We have Charles Etim, a 16-year-old as well. We have Usman Ibrahim, 16-year-old. Quadri Edun, 16-year-old. Samson Tijani, a midfielder, 17-year-old. Amzat Ojediron, midfielder, 15-year-old. Then we have Peter Agba, who is a midfielder too, 16-year-old. We have Daniel Francis, midfielder, 16-year-old as well. Mosoru Okpayemi, a midfielder, 16-year-old as well. Then we have Ibrahim Said, a midfielder too, 16-year-old. We have Olua Timeyin Adeniyi, is a forward, 16-year-old. Olakunle Olusegun, a forward, 17-year-old. Wisdom Ubani, forward, 16-year-old. Peter Olawale, 17-year-old, a forward. Then Akinwumi Amo, forward, 17-year-old. Divine Nwachukwu, a 16-year-old forward. Ibrahim Jabbar, 16-year-old forward. Abba Bichi, who is 15-year-old, a forward as well. And based on this list, Nigeria is one of the youngest team, as one of the youngest team in the competition.
It is good for us. It is good for the future of the Super Eagles. If truly this is their age, which I want to believe.
If truly, that's
yes. If truly, I am somebody that I don't believe in this using over 8 players. But if this is truly their age, I'm very happy that we have been able to identify player of 15, identify player of 16, 17. So if at this age we're able to groom them and we're able to integrate them to the team, this is perfect. So I'm very happy that we have boys of 14. So in fact, 15. Somebody like 15. That means in the next 2 years, he can still be part of the next under 17. So it's good.
Some of the comments here too. Theophilus Afongo is saying these guys are very young. So the first time I'm seeing the real under 17. Of course, when you look at the players, you can know that these guys are actually young. They might not be that. Most of them may not be that 17, but they are very, very young. And he said, I'm seeing the real under 17 winning all the way. Then Abdurrahman Ahmad, he said he just made a comment.
So for me, you see, let us believe that this is their age, because from the images that we have seen, these boys they look truly young. And for me, I have this advice for the NFF. We are in 2019. Anybody that is 17 years now, probably maybe that should be 2001 or 2002. For crying out loud, there is no reason why the person should not have a genuine birth certificate.
Birth certificate, of course.
So for our age grade competition now should be based on you presenting a genuine birth certificate from a federal institution. It should be very simple.
It mustn't be from federal institution.
It should be.
People who are not giving birth to any federal institution.
Okay, if it's not from federal, at least from a reputable medical facility, not just one backyard. So because we are in 2019, by now we should not have the problem of a player coming out and saying, no, I was giving birth to, but I start using it. Yeah, that should not be the case.
Then we have another comment from Ayinde Olayinka who's saying another cup on the way. That means Nigeria are kind of optimistic that this
we believe that under 17 tournament is like our birthright, which I am not putting pressures on the board, but I think they should understand the mentality that we have here. We have won it 5 times, and we expect them to as well do us proud.
Okay, you can still keep your comments going, but now we'll quickly move to the UEFA Champions League matches yesterday, where Shakhtar Donetsk and Dynamo Zagreb shared the points 2-2 yesterday. Then Atletico Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen ended up in a 1-0 win for Atletico. Galatasaray, Real Madrid defeated them 1-0. Then Manchester City whitewashed Atlanta yesterday 5-1, though what they had one player sent off on red card, 2 yellow card. The Bayern Munich defeated Olympiacos away 3-2. Club Brugge was roasted yesterday, where our own Dennis was one of the players. They were defeated 5-0 by PSG with Kylian Mbappe scoring an hat-trick in 20 minutes. He actually came from the bench to the. Then in Man City's game yesterday, Raheem Sterling also scored a hat-trick, while Aguero scored 2, a brace. Then we have Tottenham 2. They are coming alive in Europe, beating Krivna Zvezda 5-0 at home. Juventus 2, Dybala brace yesterday was enough for them to defeat Lokomotiv Moscow 2-1.
For the game of yesterday, one game that got my attention is the Real Madrid match. I think Real Madrid will struggle this year. That team is vulnerable, very vulnerable. That team is vulnerable. They need to do something about their midfield. They are unable to control matches. They are unable to.
The problem with Real Madrid is
they are unable to dictate.
They've made so many changes in the team.
Yes,
and they are finding it difficult to find.
I know. Yesterday I saw Eden Hazard and I was almost weeping for him.
Eden Hazard has not been the.
He's low on confidence. Yes. He can't take on defender. He can't shoot. You can see that.
He's not the normal Eden Hazard. I know.
Sincerely, I think they will be so good this year. That team, Zidane need to do something about that team. Their midfield is just not it.
They have Casemiro there. They have
top players.
They have.
That is my.
Luka Modric.
That is something that I can't comprehend. They have the players, but that midfield cannot. When Madrid was finding it difficult to
hold on to the ball,
10-15 passes, together. It's just not the traditional Real Madrid.
Okay. Now we'll look at these features for today, Wednesday. We have Ajax, who will be hosting Chelsea. We have our own players. We have Tomori Fikayo, who will be, of course, he will be playing for Chelsea. He has been involved in the first 2 games in Europe this season.
I think this is the match that everybody is talking about today. Everybody wants to see. Ajax has a tradition of promoting young players. Now Chelsea just started, so people want to see that. And obviously from the press conference of yesterday, it is very obvious that Lampard is afraid. The press asked him, but he tried to say, no, I respect Ajax. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared of them. We actually respect them. But the obvious thing is that Chelsea need to be afraid of these boys.
Of course, Ajax is topping the
6 points.
On 6 points.
Conveniently,
while Chelsea is on 3rd.
Yes.
with 3 points, and Valencia second, while club Lille still low with 0 points. Then we also have RB Leipzig, who will be hosting the Senate Petersburg, the Russian team. We have Slavia Praha at home against Barcelona. Then Red Bull will be hosting Napoli. Liverpool will be going all the way to Genk to continue their form in Europe, while Inter will be at home against Dortmund. Lille, with our own Victor Osimhen leading the line, will be hosting Valencia. That will be a very important match too. Then we have Benfica, who will be playing against Lyon in Portugal.
I wish Victor well. I hope he'll be able to score today. He has not been able to prove himself at home, but I hope he'll be able to do it today. And for
at home, I don't get it.
Yeah, he has not. I think more is expected of him, and I think maybe this match will be the perfect match for him to be able to get the goals. And for the Inter Dortmund match,
wait, for Victor Osimhen, Victor Osimhen has scored a goal in 2 Champions League games for Lille.
Yeah.
So it's a good.
Yeah, it is. No,
then at home in the league,
he
has scored 7 in 10 matches.
So I expect him to do more today, because the expectation is high. He's more like the superstar now.
Yes,
for Leeds. So, and
of course, Barcelona, Manchester United, they are after him already.
Well, I will advise him to see, at least stay till the end of the season.
Okay.
Stay till the end of the
season. So the Inter Dortmund match.
That is one match I would want to watch because of Conte. Conte is that to me is one of the best coaches that we have in this world. Is a tactician. He's someone that will look at the game and can read it perfectly. So I expect him to give Dortmund serious trouble today. Okay,
for Barcelona, so many people are saying
we expect them to win
easily. Yeah. So we also have the Europa League, where the smaller boys will be competing tomorrow. We have Besiktas taking on Praga. Then we have Roma and Mönchengladbach. CSU Moscow will host Ferencváros, while Partizan Belgrade will be at home against Manchester United. Qarabağ FK will be at home against Apoel Nicosia, while Ludogorets and Espanyol will trade tackle 2, all in tomorrow at 7:55. We have Wolves, who will be traveling all the way to Slavian Bratislava to tackle the Scandinavian. Then we have Porto too, who will be in Portugal against Rangers. Setenten too will be tackling Alessandria. Same tomorrow. Then Gent will host Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg will travel all the way to Istanbul to take on Istanbul Basaksehir, while Feyenoord and that Dutch team will be going all the way to play Young Boys. Then AS Alkmaar will host Astana, while Celtic will be in Scotland against Lazio. Sevilla will host Dulange. Something
about the European League that you find a very funny football club, but it's good. It's good for the not too popular club to also be able to test themselves. So we actually expect the big boys to win. We expect Arsenal will
be against Victoria SC. Etranch will host Standard Liège. CFR Cluj will go to France to tackle Rennes. Sporting Lisbon will take on Rosenborg. Getafe FC and FC Basel will take tackle as well. Dynamo Kiev will be home against Cobham. Then Lugano will travel to face Malmo, while PSV Eindhoven will be in Netherlands against Lask. Then Trabzonspor we host FC Krasnodar.
Of course, we should talk about this because our own Mikel Obi is there, Onasi is there, and this other midfielder is there. So that is for
Transport.
So we actually reach them well because of the contingent, because of Nigeria. And then I think this is the perfect match for Arsenal after that defeat.
That's humiliating defeat.
Yes. So this is their perfect match at least to boost their morale. And thank God that this is at home. So this is good for them.
But in Europe this season, they've not been doing badly.
Yes, they have actually won two. But after losing to Sheffield,
the morale.
They had a lot of criticism. So I think this is their perfect response. This should be the opportunity for them to respond. So
for Manchester United, they had a very good match against
Liverpool. So they can go away and do their magic again. So, but this time we don't expect them to sit back. We don't expect them to park the bus. So now they should be able to play.
They actually packed the balls against
Liverpool? That's what they did. That's what they did.
So all right, let us just take a few more comments. And Olushola Olujide Ayodele, he said, "Leave our Real Madrid alone. Face your Chelsea and Arsenal. We are not your mates." He's actually talking about the fixtures and the performance of Real Madrid so far this season.
No,
of course, even
Zinedine Zidane is not happy.
Even the board is not doing well.
Even the board is not
team is not
happy.
doing well.
The team is
stars,
not doing well.
the players they brought in, stars that were doing well in their previous clubs are just like ordinary players now, and they're struggling to win matches.
There is something that I still find somehow that I can't compare with what Zidane is doing. Why did you buy a striker who did so well in Europe, who did so well in the European League? Yes, and this boy is not even on your team list. Why?
The issue is this. And Benzema is doing well. He's doing well.
If you watch the game yesterday, there is no reason why that young man should not be on the team list and play the last 10 minutes. Benzema had clear chances that he wasted. You don't buy a young player at 21, and you keep him permanently on the bench or out of the team
list.
If he's even for 10-15 minutes, let him be part of it. And I think it will also be good for Benzema to know that there's somebody, not for him to feel as if he's on top of the world. And Benzema is not young.
Of course, he's been on the top for a very long time, so he's about to retire now.
So you need to start grooming this young boy to take over. So
our fans, we thank you for staying with us all through the conversation, and we want you to continue conversing with us on our platform. We'll come back next week, Wednesday, with another full dose of sports commentary and everything. Thank you very much, Mr. Alade, for joining us on the program.
So please kindly wish me well today.
Okay.
My boys are playing.
I wish you well. Though my team is not in Champions League, and we are not competing at that level, so I wish you all the best. Thank you very much, and bye for now.